Gurubhyo Namaha. This is Muthu Meenakshi from Pon Vidyashram. I welcome everyone to the next session on Class 8 Mathematics. Before starting with today's session, children, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. This is one of the famous quote from Benjamin Franklin. I repeat this, children. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. Now let us move on to the today's session. This is chapter 3, understanding quadrilaterals. We are going to start with the first exercise. In part 1 and part 2, we have learned the properties of quadrilaterals and we have learned about diagonals, what is a quadrilateral and all those things. Now in this session, we will start with exercise 3.1. This is part 3. Here, question number 1, given are some figures. So what you are supposed to do is, you have to classify each of them on the basis of the following: simple curve, simple closed curve, polygon, convex polygon and concave polygon. In part 1, I have discussed with you what is a polygon, what is a convex polygon and what are concave polygons. So based on this, we have to classify the figures under these terminologies. So there are totally 8 figures here. Under simple curve, figure number 1, 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8 will come under simple curve. Under simple closed curve, 1, 2, 5, 6 and 7. All these are simple closed curves. And 1 and 2 are polygons. Figure number 2 is convex polygon. Figure number 1 and 4 are concave polygons. So by this one, you should be familiar with what is a polygon, what is a convex polygon, what is a concave polygon, what is a simple curve and what is a simple closed curve. Now it is question number 2. How many diagonals does each of the following have? A. Convex quadrilateral, B. Hexagon, C. Triangle. Now we have the formula for calculating the diagonal. Before seeing that one, I have given you the figure of convex quadrilateral. So in this figure, that is a convex quadrilateral will have a 2 diagonal and a regular hexagon will have a 9 diagonal and a triangle will not have any diagonal at all. So this is a figure based question. From the figure, I have given you the number of diagonals, but also we have a formula for calculating the number of diagonals. I have done this only for subdivision A, that is convex quadrilateral. So children, you can find the number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides by calculating with this formula. The formula is, it is n into n minus 1 divided by 2 minus n. Here n is your number of sides. So in first question number 1, they are asking you to find out how many diagonals are there for convex quadrilateral. First you should know the number of sides. A quadrilateral will always have 4 sides. Yes or no? A quadrilateral will have 4 sides. So now we have to find the number of diagonals for a convex quadrilateral. The formula is n into n minus 1 by 2 minus n. So that is nothing but 4 into 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 4, which is, that is nothing but 4 multiplied by 3 by 2 minus 4. That is nothing but 4 into 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6 and 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. So the number of diagonals for the convex quadrilateral is 2. Now we will go back to the previous slide. See how many number of diagonals we have written for convex quadrilateral? The same number 2. So I have done this for subdivision 1 and subdivision 1 alone I have done. You have to do it for hexagon and triangle. So be very clear, the number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides can be given by using the formula n into n minus 1 by 2 minus n. Now the next problem, that is question number 3. What is the sum of the measures of angles of convex quadrilateral? Will this property hold if the quadrilateral is not convex? Children, that the quadrilateral be convex or non-convex, that is not a problem at all. The angle sum property for any quadrilateral is 360 degree. So this property will definitely hold true only. We will also see this by the proof. As we all know, the angle sum property of any quadrilateral is 360 degree. Now let us consider the quadrilateral A, B, C and D. Sum of all the 4 angles in the quadrilateral, that is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D. That is, we can divide this quadrilateral into two triangles. The first triangle is ABC, the next triangle is ADC. In both the triangles, let us apply ASP, that is angle sum property. So in triangle ABC, angle BAC plus angle B plus angle BCA is equal to 180 degree. That is, I am going to add all these 3 angles. It will give me the result as 180 degree. That is angle A plus angle B plus angle C, that is equal to 180 degree for triangle ABC. The same thing you can apply for triangle ADC also. That is, angle DAC plus angle D plus angle DCA is 180 degree. If you add both the equations, it will give you the result as 180 plus 180 on the right hand side. That is nothing but 360 degree. Here angle D and angle B are separate. Now the angle C will be sum of these 2 angles and angle A will be sum of these 2 angles. That is nothing but angle BAC plus angle DAC is angle A, and similarly for angle C, that is angle BCA plus angle DCA, that is angle C. So sum of all the 4 angles of convex quadrilateral is 360 degree. Now for non-convex quadrilateral, also the same thing will work out. Again we are having a non-convex quadrilateral, that is A, B, C, D. Again we are dividing it into 2 different triangles, that is triangle ABC and triangle ADC. So in both the triangles, again you can apply the same property, that is on adding both the equations, it will give you the result as 360 degree. So whatever the quadrilateral may be, it may be a convex quadrilateral or it may be a non-convex quadrilateral, the angle sum property of quadrilateral is 360 degree. Similarly, the angle sum property of triangle is 180 degree. Now it is question number 4. Examine the table. Each figure is divided into triangles and sum of the angles are deducted from that. First, the figure is triangle. The number of sides for the triangle is 3. The angle sum property is 180. Similarly, we have to find out what can you say about the angle sum of convex polygon with the number of sides. So there are 4 subdivisions. First, the number of sides they have given, that is 7. You can find this using the relation, that is n minus 2 into 180. So for subdivision A, it is 7 minus 2 into 180, that is nothing but 5 into 180, that is equal to 900. Now it is subdivision B. For B, the number of sides is 8. Again applying the same formula, that is n minus 2 into 180. So 8 minus 2 into 180, that is 6 into 180, that is equal to 1080. For subdivision C, the number of sides is 10. Again applying the same formula, that is n minus 2 into 180, that is 10 minus 2 into 180. The next step, it is 8 into 180, that is nothing but 1440. The last one, the number of sides is n. So number of sides n means sum of the angles will be n minus 2 into 180. So here we have learned 2 different formulas. To calculate the number of sides, you can use the relation n minus 2 into 180. And we have also learnt another formula to find out the number of diagonals, that is n into n minus 1 by 2 minus n. So that is for number of diagonals, and this is the other formula for finding sum of the angles when number of sides are given, that is nothing but n minus 2 into 180. Now we will go to question number 5. What is a regular polygon? State the name of a regular polygon. So we have already discussed the definition for regular polygon, right? Regular polygon, look at the figure for regular polygon. It will have vertex, it will have sides, and it will also have interior angles. So all these red color dot markings are called as a vertex. This is your side, and the angle that is formed inside, that is called as interior angle. Now we have to state the name of regular polygon for 3 sides. So if any regular polygon has 3 sides, that figure is called as equilateral triangle. For 4 sides, it is called as square, and for 6 sides, it is called as regular hexagon. We'll move on to question number 6, that is find the angle measure x in the following figures. So look at the figure, children. We are able to identify 3 measurements. Only the last one, that is the unknown value. We have to find out that. We already know some of the interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. We are going to apply that property. So x plus 120 plus 130 plus 50 is equal to 360. That is nothing but x plus 300 is equal to 360. So the value for x is 360 minus 300, that is equal to 60 degree. Now the same question, subdivision number 2, that is B. Again you have to find out the unknown value, but for finding this one, they have given you 2 values, that is 60 and 70 are given in the figure. Now you do not know this one, as this is very clear, this angle is 90 degree. So again, if this angle is 90, this also will be 90 only. Now you can apply the property. Sum of all the angles, that is interior angles of a quadrilateral, is 360 degree. So x plus 70 plus 60 plus 90 is equal to 360 degree. That is nothing but x plus 220 is equal to 360. That is x is equal to 360 minus 220, that is 140. So angle sum property of quadrilateral is 360 degree. If it comes to triangle, it is 180 degree. Now subdivision C. Again you have to find out the unknown measurement. So first of all, for that also we are having only the one known value, that is 30 degree. So how will you find out? First let us consider the line XCY. See the line XCY, that is a line. So in the line, the measurement for the line, that is XCY, it is a line. For the line XCY, angle BCX, that is this angle BCX plus angle 1. They have given you the value for 70 in the question. So that is 70 plus the inner marking, that is 1. They both form a linear pair. We have already learned what is a linear pair. So the 70 plus 1 is 180. By using this relation, we can find out the value for 1. So that is angle BCX plus angle 1 is equal to 180. 70 plus 1 is equal to 180. So angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 70. Therefore angle 1 is equal to 110 degree. Similarly, the other line, look at the other line, XDY is also the other line. There also again you can use the same linear pair, that is EDY. The value for this EDY, that is 60 plus angle 2 is 180. So 60 plus angle 2 is 180 means the value for angle 2 is 180 minus 60. So the value for angle 2 is 120 degree. Now again, here it is a pentagon. If a polygon has n sides, then sum of angles is equal to the formula n minus 2 into 180. So this is not a quadrilateral, children, this is a pentagon. Look at the number of sides, it is having 5 sides. So it is a pentagon. Angle sum property of pentagon is 540 degree. So we have to use, when you add all the 5 angles, you will get the result as 540. By mistake, don't put it as 360 degree. So then you can take angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D plus angle E is equal to 540 degree. That is 30 plus x plus 110 plus 120 plus x is equal to 540 degree. On solving this equation, 2x plus 260 is equal to 540. So 2x is equal to 540 minus 260. So 2x is equal to 280 and the value for x is 280 by 2. That is nothing but 140 degree. So be very clear. If the number of sides is 5, then you can find out the sum of the angles using the relation n minus 2 into 180. This is one of the new formulas we have learned today. And the other formula is also to find out the number of diagonals. And angle sum property of quadrilateral is 360 degree. Angle sum property of pentagon is 540 degree. Angle sum property of triangle is 180 degree. With this, I conclude my session. Before concluding, even the hardest puzzles have a solution. This is what Max has taught me in life. Every problem will have a solution. Thank you, children.